Hey, everyone. We'd love to hear from you. What tool comparison would you like us to create an in-depth analysis video on? Drop your suggestions in the comments below, and we will get started on making the most requested one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as we upload new topic podcasts every day.
Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today, we're going to be helping you figure out which platform is best for your team, Google Chat or Slack.
Right.
And we know a lot of you out there are already using Google Workspace, so you know that familiarity might be a big factor in your decision. But hold on, before you jump to any conclusions, did you know that Slack integrates with over 2,600 apps?
Wow.
That's a lot of potential flexibility.
Yeah.
And we'll be unpacking what that means for you later on in the episode.
That's a big number. It's true. That level of integration really shows, how much the modern workplace relies on connecting different tools and workflows.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's start with the basics here.
Okay.
What exactly are Google Chat and Slack?
Yeah, so both platforms are really designed to streamline team communication, right?
Okay.
Move beyond those endless email chains we all hate.
Yes.
But they kind of come at it from slightly different angles.
Okay.
So Google Chat is very tightly woven into the whole Google Workspace fabric, making it a natural fit for teams already using Google Drive, Docs, and Meet.
Makes sense.
So it offers a very smooth, familiar experience within that ecosystem.
Okay, so it sounds like if your team practically lives in Google Workspace, already Google Chat might be a good choice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Slack, on the other hand, takes a more platform-agnostic approach.
Okay.
It's used by companies of all sizes across a wide range of industries.
Oh, I see.
But what Slack is really known for is its customization and that massive library of integrations we mentioned earlier.
Okay, so if you're looking for a platform that can connect to a whole universe of tools and services, Slack might be the way to go.
Yep.
Okay, I'm looking at this comparison table from our research, and the best for row really jumps out at me.
Okay.
Google Chat is listed as best for simple team communication, while Slack is highlighted for advanced collaboration.
Yeah, that's a crucial distinction.
Okay.
If you're primarily looking for quick messaging, file sharing, basic video calls within a small team,
Yeah.
Google Chat's simplicity might be perfect.
Makes sense. But if you need a platform that can handle complex project management, automate workflows, connect to all your favorite tools, then Slack's advanced collaboration features would definitely be more appealing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To put it another way, think of it like choosing between a cozy coffee shop for casual meetups and a fully equipped conference room for intensive brainstorming sessions.
Oh, I like that.
Both have their place. It just depends what your team needs.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. All right, let's talk about the financial side of things, pricing.
Okay.
Google Chat is free for Google Workspace users,
Right.
which is pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
But Slack also has a free plan for smaller teams. So budget-wise, both have some accessible options.
Yeah. And it's worth noting that both platforms offer tiered pricing plans.
Okay.
As you move up the tiers, you unlock more features and user capacity. So it's important to factor in your budget and how many people will need access to the platform.
For sure. Okay, now let's dive into one of the most exciting aspects of these platforms. Right, integrations.
Yeah.
This is where Slack really flexes its muscles.
Huh.
Over 2,600 integrations. 2,600.
It's hard to fathom that many.
To put that into perspective, you can even integrate Google Chat into Slack.
Wow.
That's just wild.
It is impressive. But remember, the sheer number of integrations is just one piece of the puzzle, right?
Right.
The real value lies in how these integrations can actually transform your workflows.
Yeah.
For example, imagine connecting Slack to your project management tool, like Asana.
Okay.
This means task updates, deadline reminders, even new project proposals can flow directly into your team's Slack channel.
I see.
So no more switching between apps or hunting down information.
So those integrations aren't just about connecting different tools, they're about bringing all your work processes into one central hub.
Exactly.
That's huge for staying organized and efficient, especially if you're juggling multiple projects.
Absolutely. And speaking of project management,
Yes.
let's talk about how Slack's channel structure can be a game changer for keeping your projects on track.
Okay, I'm all ears. This is one area I'm really curious about. So how exactly does Slack make project management easier?
Well, think of Slack channels like dedicated project rooms.
Okay.
You can create a channel for each project, invite the relevant team members, and keep all the communication files and updates for that project neatly organized in one place.
Okay.
No more digging through endless email threads or trying to remember where that crucial document went.
So it's like having a virtual headquarters for each project where everyone can stay in sync and access what they need.
Exactly. And the integrations we talked about earlier play a big role here, too.
Okay.
For instance, you can integrate project management tools like Asana or Trello directly into your Slack channels. This means you can create new tasks, assign them to team members, update progress, and even get notifications about deadlines, all without leaving Slack.
Wow, that's a serious productivity boost. No more jumping between different platforms or trying to keep track of multiple to-do lists. It's all right there in your Slack workspace. Now, all these amazing features are fantastic, but what about security? I mean, we're talking about sensitive project information and team communication here.
You're absolutely right. Security is paramount, especially in a work context.
Yeah.
Both platforms take security seriously and offer features to protect your data.
Okay.
Slack, for instance, provides end-to-end encryption, meaning your messages and files are scrambled in transit and can only be deciphered by the intended recipient.
So even if someone managed to intercept your data, it would be gibberish to them.
Exactly. And on top of that, Slack complies with industry standard security regulations like GDPR and HIPAA.
I'm not super familiar with those. Can you give us a quick rundown of what they mean?
Of course, GDPR, or the General Data Protection Regulation, is a European Union law focused on protecting the personal data of individuals.
Okay.
Slack's compliance with GDPR means they have strict measures in place to ensure user data is handled responsibly and securely.
Gotcha.
HIPAA, on the other hand, stands for the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, and it sets standards for protecting sensitive patient health information.
Ah, so that's why high-power compliance is important, especially if your team works in healthcare or handles any kind of medical data.
Precisely.
Oh.
By adhering to these regulations, Slack demonstrates its commitment to safeguarding your data and ensuring it's handled according to the highest security standards. And Google Chat benefits from Google's robust security infrastructure,
Right.
which is also known for its strong security practices.
That's good to hear. So no matter which platform you choose, you can rest assured that your conversations and files are in safe hands.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on to the heart of any team collaboration tool communication.
All right.
And I have to admit, I'm pretty excited about Slack's Huddles feature.
Yeah.
It sounds like a fun and efficient way to connect with your team.
Huddles are fantastic. Imagine you're working on a project and need to quickly discuss something with a colleague or a small group.
Yeah.
Instead of scheduling a formal meeting or typing out a lengthy message, you can simply start a huddle, which is like a quick audio or video call within Slack.
It's like having a virtual water cooler moment, except you can actually get things done.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And huddles aren't the only communication tool Slack offers.
Okay.
They also have channels, which we discussed earlier in the context of project management.
Uh-huh.
But they're also great for organizing conversations by topic or team.
Okay.
You can have channels for specific project departments or even just for sharing industry news or fun stuff.
So it's all about keeping those conversations focused and organized so you don't get lost in a sea of messages.
Right. And then there are threads, which allow you to reply to specific messages within a channel,
Yeah.
keeping discussions organized and preventing those long, messy message chains that can be hard to follow.
Right.
Google Chat also offers a streamlined communication experience.
Okay.
It integrates seamlessly with Google Meet for video conferencing,
Yeah.
which is a plus if your team is already using Meet for virtual meetings.
Makes sense. So it sounds like Slack offers a wider range of communication tools for more complex collaboration needs, while Google Chat focuses on a simpler, more integrated approach within the Google Workspace environment.
Exactly.
Okay, now speaking of integration, how does file sharing compare between the two platforms?
File sharing is another area where both platforms have their strengths.
Okay.
Google Chat, being deeply integrated with Google Workspace, offers seamless access to Google Drive.
Right.
You can easily share files from your Drive directly in your chat conversations, and any changes you make are automatically synced.
That's nice.
It's incredibly convenient for Google-centric teams.
That sounds super smooth, especially if your team is already using Drive for storing and collaborating on documents.
Yeah.
What about Slack?
Slack takes a more versatile approach to file sharing.
Okay.
While you can certainly connect it to your Google Drive account, Slack also integrates with other popular cloud storage services like Dropbox OneDrive and Box.
So if your team uses a mix of different cloud storage solutions, Slack's broader integration capabilities would offer more flexibility.
Exactly. You're not limited to a single ecosystem, which can be a major advantage for teams that need to collaborate across different platforms and tools.
All right, let's face it, even with the most user-friendly software, we all run into hiccups or need help figuring things out from time to time.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's talk about customer support.
Okay.
How do Slack and Google Chat stack up in that department?
Both platforms offer customer support, but Slack is known for its robust support system, especially for their paid plans.
Right.
They have 24/7 availability, meaning you can get help whenever you need it, regardless of your time zone.
That's crucial, especially if you're working on a tight deadline or encounter a critical issue that needs immediate attention.
Absolutely. And they also have a comprehensive help center filled with articles, tutorials, and FAQs, so you can often find answers to your questions without even needing to contact support. Google Chat, on the other hand, relies primarily on online resources and community forums for support.
So if you're someone who prefers having direct access to a support team, especially outside of standard business hours, Slack might be the better choice.
Right. Now let's talk about the user experience.
Oh, okay.
We've covered a lot of features.
Yes, we have.
But ultimately, the platform you choose needs to be easy and enjoyable to use.
Exactly. No one wants to spend their day wrestling with complicated software.
True. So let's look at the user interface of each platform.
Okay.
Slack is known for its clean, modern design and highly customizable interface. You can adjust themes, color schemes, and notifications to create a workspace that suits your preferences.
That sounds great for people who like to personalize their digital environment and make it their own.
It is, however, this level of customization can also be a bit overwhelming for new users.
Right.
There are a lot of options and settings to explore, which can make the initial learning curve a bit steeper.
So it might take a little more time to get comfortable with Slack, but once you do, you have a lot of control over how your workspace looks and feels.
Exactly.
What about Google Chat's user interface?
Google Chat's user interface is very clean, simple, and intuitive.
Okay.
If you're familiar with other Google products, you'll feel right at home.
Right.
It's designed to be easy to navigate, even if you're not a tech-savvy user.
So for teams who prioritize simplicity and ease of use, Google Chat's interface might be more appealing. It's like that reliable, comfortable pair of shoes you can always count on.
That's a perfect analogy. And it highlights the trade-off between customization and simplicity that we often see in software.
Absolutely. Okay, we've covered a ton of information.
We have.
We've explored the core features, weighed the pros and cons, and delved into the nuances of each platform. But let's get down to the big question, which platform is the winner?
Ah, the million-dollar question. As with many things in tech, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. The best platform for you will depend on your specific needs, priorities, and the way your team works.
Of course.
But after this deep dive, we can offer some guidance.
Okay, I'm ready for your expert verdict.
If your team lives and breathes Google Workspace, and you prioritize simplicity and budget friendliness, Google Chat is a fantastic choice.
Makes sense.
It's tightly integrated with all your favorite Google tools, easy to use, and incredibly affordable, especially if you're already paying for Google Workspace.
So if your workflow revolves around Google Drive Docs and Meet Google Chat just makes sense. It's like having all your communication and collaboration tools under one roof.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, if you need a platform that offers unparalleled customization, a vast ecosystem of integrations and advanced features for managing complex workflows, then Slack is the clear winner.
So for teams that need to connect to a wide range of tools, automate processes, and handle a high volume of communication, Slack's flexibility and power really shine.
Right. And let's not forget their robust security features and 24/7 customer support, which can provide peace of mind, especially for larger organizations or those dealing with sensitive data.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have a clear picture of when each platform excels. But I'm curious, is it possible to use both? I mean, could you benefit from the simplicity of Google Chat for certain tasks and the power of Slack for others?
That's a great question. And the answer is absolutely.
Hold on, are you saying we can have our cake and eat it too?
Exactly. In fact, one of the articles we reviewed mentioned that the author uses both platforms for different purposes.
Oh, wow.
They use Google Chat for quick, informal communication within their core team, which is heavily reliant on Google Workspace.
Okay.
But they leverage Slack for larger projects that involve external collaborators, require more robust integrations, or demand a higher level of security.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So you can tailor your communication and collaboration approach to the specific needs of each project or team.
Exactly.
You're not locked into one platform or the other.
Precisely. It's about recognizing the strengths of each platform and using them strategically to optimize your workflows.
That's such a valuable insight. It's not an either situation. You can choose the best tool for each job and even combine them to create a hybrid solution that perfectly suits your team's needs.
And that's really the beauty of the technology landscape today.
Yeah.
We have so many options available to us, and we can pick and choose the tools that best support our individual workflows and team dynamics.
Okay, so we've given our listeners a lot to think about.
Yeah, we have.
But ultimately, the decision of which platform to use comes down to their specific needs and preferences.
Absolutely. We've equipped you with the knowledge to make an informed decision.
Right.
Now it's time to put that knowledge into action.
Exactly. Don't just take our word for it.
Right.
Both Google Chat and Slack offer free trials or free plans, so you can roll up your sleeves, dive in, and experience them firsthand.
There's no better way to truly understand how each platform works and see which one feels like the right fit for you and your team.
It's like test driving a car before you buy it.
Right.
You want to get a feel for how it handles, see if the features meet your needs, and make sure it's a comfortable fit.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe you'll discover that a hybrid approach, using both Google Chat and Slack for different purposes, is the perfect solution for your team.
Well, folks, it looks like we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of Google Chat and Slack.
We've explored their origins, dissected their features, and even uncovered some creative ways to use them together.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. And hopefully we've provided you with all the information you need to choose the platform that will best support your team's communication, collaboration, and overall success.
I think so. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer here.
Nope.
The best platform is the one that empowers your team to work effectively, efficiently, and enjoyably.
Absolutely.
So as you embark on this decision-making process, we want to leave you with one final thought. Imagine your team firing on all cylinders, projects flowing smoothly, and everyone feeling connected and in sync. Which platform or combination of platforms brings you closer to that vision?
It's a good question.
That's the question we encourage you to ponder as you explore the world of Google Chat and Slack. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We'll see you next time for another exciting exploration of the tools and technologies shaping the future of work.